Well, they do share the same DNA, after all. Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew. On the bench today is a Welly brand Volkswagen Type 2 bus. I've had this one on the shelf for a little while now, waiting for its turn in the customization rotation, and today's the day. I picked this up intentionally at a discount store across the river in France because of its plainness. I didn't want to have to cover up a whole lot of artwork on the side. You see, it's got a sliding door to it. That's going to present me a few problems at the other end of this project. Other than that, it's in pristine condition coming right out of the box. It's one of those old classics that I love so much. And as a matter of fact, it's a pullback toy, so if you press down while you pull back, it winds up the gear spring, and it flies right off your tabletop. What's this? It's another 71 VW Type 2 bus. This one's by Maisto, and it's in a 1:64 scale. It caught my eye just recently as I was walking through a department store. For under €2, I couldn't pass it up, and I thought, well, I'll just make this project a tandem. This'll be the Mini-Me, done in the exact same livery. There's no sliding door on this one, and the windows are blacked out, but otherwise it retains all of the same features of the full-scale Type 2 bus that we know so well. According to my Wiki research, the Volkswagen Transporter is a range of light commercial vehicles built as vans, pickups, and in cab and chassis variants, introduced in 1950 by the German automaker Volkswagen as their second mass-production light motor vehicle series. Known officially, depending on body type, as the Transporter, Kombi, or the Microbus, or informally as the VW Bus in the States, the Camper in the UK, or the Bulli in Germany, it was initially given the factory designation Type 2, as it followed and was for decades based on the original Volkswagen, translated as People's Car, which became the VW factory's Type 1 after the post-war reboot. You know the Type 1 as the Beetle. When buying a Type 2, consumers had choices of up to 23 windows and either a hinged or sliding side door. For the first 40 years, all VW Type 2 variants were forward control, with a Beetle derived flat-4 engine in the rear. From the introduction of the fourth generation Transporter in 1990, the vehicle layout changed to a more common front-engined one, no longer forward control, and also changed from rear to front-wheel drive, with four-wheel drive remaining optional. From then on, the platform no longer shared technological legacy with the Beetle, and Volkswagen just called them Transporter and no longer Type 2. The new models got a significantly longer wheelbase that pushed the wheels closer to the truck's corners and noticeably reduced its front and rear overhangs. Extended wheelbase models were also introduced. As one of the forerunners of the modern cargo and passenger vans, the Type 2 gave rise to forward-control competitors in the United States in the 1960s, including the Ford Econoline and the Dodge A100. The two castings I'm working on today both represent the second generation T2, which was released in late 1967. Right, so the long and laborious process of disassembling both of these is complete, so I can have a coffee and a break and then move on. These are my inspiration picks, which is actually based on a model that I once came across, and being a Porsche guy like I am, I thought this was an essential addition to my small collection of Porsche-themed vehicles, So why not make up a couple of them? One for me, one to give away. First job is to tape off the roof of both of these, which will remain white as per the inspiration pics, but the pillars that make up the window frames will be red. Thankfully, there's a nice little ridge in both of the castings, which makes it a little bit easier to do the masking accurately. I don't find it's always necessary to do a full paint stripping on a casting like this one. I scuff it up lightly with sandpaper, and primer on top of that does just a perfect job, as you can see. There are only a couple of weeks left in 2024, and these are the projects that I have selected to round out my Season 4 at Maple Leaf Customs, with a year in review to wrap it all up. I hope you'll catch that one and relive a few memories of the cars that I've done for your enjoyment this year. I'm going to shuttle back and forth between the 1 to 40 scale Welly and the 1 to 64 scale Maisto in this video. You need to keep track yourself. This is the little one getting the red base coat. Here's the body of the Maisto. You can click on my affiliate link in the video description to get a 10% discount at Gaahleri Airbrushes. They've got some great deals going on right now and through to Christmas, which I hope you'll capitalize on. I usually take another coffee break after an airbrushing session and come back in about 20 minutes to do the unmasking. The paint is not fully cured yet, of course. It's still tacky, so you have to be careful. But in this case, and you see the Welly in the background, I got great results. Today's community shout-out goes to Paul Schwach, the die-cast guy. Look at that beautiful unicorn by Ken Block right there, the most recent video as of the posting of mine today. Check him out at your convenience if you don't already know Paul. The paint on both casting is well cured now, and I shot them both with some clear coat, always a prerequisite step before I apply any decals. Today's two buses are very simple, ghost white decals on the red body. I made up my own as always. Found a nice Porsche font and a matching typeface for the Renndienst. That means race service vehicle, auf Deutsch in German. Goes on the sides and the back. There's the VW badge. Thanks to Ferdinand Porsche, the VWs and the Porsches share the same DNA. So this is not too blasphemous of a confluence of brands. Each of the buses gets its own MLC license plate, numbers 338 and 339. They also both afford a little bit of an opportunity to do some detailing on the chassis. Interestingly, the smaller Maisto more so than the larger Welly. But the Welly's got more detail inside, so I paint up a couple of dash instruments, and the steering wheel's gonna get some red and white accents too. Now I'm ready to put them back together. Remember, I predicted this sliding door was going to give me some fits at the end, because I've got to fit both of these little tabs into some runners, top and bottom, and it has to be reassembled in the proper order, or you have to take everything apart and start over again. It looks simple, but that really took quite a while to get it functioning just right. but I got there in the end. The last bit is the chassis. The original wheels go back in, as does the pullback mechanism in the rear. The body simply sits down on top of that, and the original screws go back in to hold it together. I'll do the bumpers, the headlights, and the tail lights, which were all detachable pieces, as the final stage. The little Maisto was much easier to put back together in comparison because there were only 4 pieces. No interior, as the glass is all blacked out so you wouldn't see inside anyways. Plastic base, another little license plate up front. Black plastic. Once again, the original wheels. No need to replace those, they have the proper VW look to them. Those were plastic rivets that I had to drill out to disassemble everything, so this one goes back together with a little bit of resin cured with a UV light. And look what I got as an early Christmas gift from the lovely Petra. A VW bus made from lightweight tin. This one has a full cargo inside. Cookies. Although I get the feeling it's going to be running on empty pretty soon, if you know what I mean. Thank you, Petsy. That matches the theme for today's job. Let's have a closer look at both of these. The 1:64 scale Maisto with the blacked out windows and no sliding door. White hubcaps on the wheels. A little bit of trim underneath. The larger 1:40 scale Welly brand. This one has the functional sliding door that was really hard to get back together just right. They both got license plates and the badges and the proper Porsche Renndienst signage on the sides and the backs. The original Welly was all cream color and looking pristine. Always a classic together with the first generation T2. But now it's all suited up, ready to pull a trailer carrying the next winning Porsche to the racetrack. I like both of these and how they turned out, and it'll be a welcome addition to my small but growing Porsche collection of race cars and street versions too. Thanks for visiting my channel again today. I really do appreciate you following. Please leave a respectful comment below. I promise to reply. It's coffee time.